Hello, fellow traveler. I felt really drawn to get guidance from those who paved the road before us. Some ancestor messages coming through to support us, bringing in a little bit of the Pathfinder medicine to open up, helping us to understand what we need to invoke at this time in order to be able to meet the challenge of the road that is about to open before us. Every road that opens before us brings its challenge, and it does that because our path in life is meant to forge us. It's meant to teach us, help us arrive at a place of embodied wisdom. We are record keepers, each one of us. We hold seeds of knowledge that are rooted in the past through our bloodline, and there's also those seeds within us that have been latent for a while that are starting to break through the surface level of our awareness, and it's an activating point. This is a potent portal of transformation that we're moving through. We're moving through eclipse season at this time. It's unknown territory, but it's territory that you do have to navigate by your other senses rather than having something kind of mapped out here. And there's guidance that wants to come through our roots to support us in this. I want to open first with spiritual guidance coming in. And I'm bringing that in through the White Light Oracle, which is a very ethereal deck. Beautiful art in this deck. And we're just going to see what the overall energy is of the road work ahead. What's opening up for us here. And of course, the road work begins within. So let's see. What is the energetic space we need to align with right now for what's up ahead here? Oh, I love it. It came in the other night. This quality of dear gentleness. Entering into a space of gentleness within ourselves. Evoking gentleness. Coming in with the energy of the High Priestess and also the choice. The lovers. There's something within us that cannot be healed through any kind of force. It has to be healed through the choice to come from a place of love. And love has many different levels of expression. And it's all about how you're able to greet that quality of love within yourself. First, you have to be able to connect with the love within before you can really connect with others in that same space. And there's something about a real gentle, tentative time you're entering here where you're taking off the armor. There's layers of protection that are falling away. And it's also a wiser part of yourself, maybe through the advancement of years in some cases. For those of you who are getting to the later stages of your life or who have made it through some pretty fierce initiatory territory where you feel like you've grown beyond your years. There's also something about wisdom that comes from respecting where you're at or where you used to be and how that once was viewed as a limitation, but it came containing a very precious gift, something that you're just starting to access now. It's a gift of empowerment and strength, but it doesn't come through force. It doesn't come through any kind of outward display. It's something that's embodied in a very gentle way. And I also see this as you resting, maybe resting in the darkness of this eclipse territory we're moving through with this lunar cycle, sitting in the darkness with this young part of yourself or this former part of yourself that held the seed but didn't know how to really germinate its potential. Something that was once planted as a seed within this part of you is now maturing. It's ready to be expressed externally, but there's a need to really move into this with gentleness and also really protecting what's growing here with a sense of vigilance that doesn't come through smothering. It doesn't come through needing to have any kind of control. It just comes from holding the space for it, and enough room for it to become what it wants to be here. Also, deer medicine has a lot to do with awareness too. Deer are very aware of their environment. They're agile. They can move at a moment's notice as well. But they're very sensitive to shifts in the environment. There may be a sensitivity that is really stirring in you right now that your ancestors want you to be aware of. And this sensitivity is something that's being highlighted to you in your environment. Something that you do need to be aware of. And before you label it as something that you should fear or something that you should close yourself off to, there's this energy coming in from the ancestors, almost like they're also sheltering you at this time. You'll find a gentle strength resting beside you at these times, a gentle strength just holding space for you. There's something about the importance of you moving through this cycle where you really do step into this empowerment without assistance. The ancestors are not here to walk your path for you. They're here to impart their wisdom, and they are there. They are there with you, watching you as you break chains that used to hold your ancestors back. They're hoping that you will be that fulfillment of the dreams that they never got to live, but at the same time, they want you to live out the dream in alignment with your path of purpose. They're not trying to direct your flow. It's quite the opposite. It's like nurturing the one who is about to leave the fold, to lead the pack. You're here to lead a new pack. And it's more of a witnessing, a holding space. So at these times when you might be feeling a little sense of nervousness around what is coming into view as you are moving through this unknown territory, just know that there is a very gentle presence there that is watching your moves, and it's also helping to gently guide you to the next step on your path to support you, to help you avoid unnecessary trouble, to help you avoid unnecessary road work, things that could act as diversions. So you may find that there's signs coming up in your environment as well, trying to get your attention. And likely these signs will come through nature. They'll come through the elements. They'll come through animal messengers. They'll come through things that you overhear. And just something that draws your attention in a way that you feel compelled to follow it a little further, not just brush it off. And these are guidances that are coming through as ways to make your path more smooth moving forward. You're always free to break from tradition, I'm hearing. You're free to break from the tradition of your ancestors, but they do want you to be alerted to something they're trying to bring into your conscious field of awareness here, because it's an essential building block for your future that is built on the strength of your bloodline. It's built on the strength of the wisdom of the past that is trying to alert you to an easier way to navigate something. It's almost like you could take a way that's going to be a lot more harsh and fierce in the way that it tempers you, when it's not necessary to go through another firing at this point. There's something here that is already in its polished form or its refined form, and it doesn't need to go through further testing. It's more coming through as a state of openness, allowing, without a preconceived notion about what's up ahead or what's about to be experienced. And in that way, it's a major trust fall. It's a major trust fall of a different kind of empowerment, perhaps than what you're used to. You may be used to fighting all the time. You may be used to having to be so strong. You don't understand the strength of letting go. You don't understand the strength of yielding. You don't understand yet the full magnitude of the empowerment that comes with just giving yourself over. And I'm hearing giving yourself over to Creator, to be provided for. To be provided for. And the way that you're provided for is when you melt all of that internal resistance so you can be a clear channel for just the force of nature itself to flow through you and harmonize you with your environment so that everything starts to flow in that supports you in a very foundational, rooted sort of way here. So there's something here that's really trying to be highlighted to you about already being in a position of strength. There already is this place of balance here. There's already something that has been established. You're coming into a position that you have not been in before. This is a foundational position of strength. And there is a lot that is starting to break through into your reality that is a direct result of this. But there may be apprehensiveness about trusting it because you can feel the power that is rooted in these new beginnings. And there can be parts of you that still are a little bit in that place of letting the breeze flow through you to clear the air of what was creating cloud cover in your past. It was necessary for a certain amount of time for the empowerment of the path before you to be concealed from you. Because if it would have been revealed to you at an earlier stage, you would have turned tail. You would have not even been willing to embark on this road of discovery. But you are watched over. And there's like this gentle covering here. And it's not coming through as protection. It's more coming through as this very reverent, respectful space, this witnessing space that's being held around you at this time. Deer is also connected to Gemini on the medicine wheel. So communication coming through. Your communication is changing. You're using less words. You're understanding that sometimes the most powerful communication doesn't require any words at all. It doesn't require that you raise your voice. It's all communicated and conveyed in how you're showing up. You're showing up with more of a transparency. You're showing up in a way where you don't feel like you have to have your defenses up. You're letting more of yourself be seen. And it's natural as you start to move into the exhalation of this phase after being in this time of constriction where you held all that prana, that life force within you. You felt like you had to hold on to it tightly. You may have had to really pull back the prana vayu through the navel into your center because you were being depleted. And now is the time where you've been restored. So it is okay to exhale. It's okay to soften. It's okay to release. There might be something about this too, about allowing yourself to really work with the breath when you feel this constriction, when you feel a little bit of this tension come in as you move more into this space of vulnerability. There's so much that you will convey just by how you show up. It will automatically begin to shift the way others are interacting with you. It will start to shift your circumstances. It will start to shift the way you flow through your life. And even in situations where there may have been conflict or there was a lot of blockage, you're going to start to see this dissolving happening here. It's almost like everything that has been up to this point is entering into the cocoon. And the cocoon is the place of this incubation of what it will become, and it's in the dissolution phase right now. Everything that was has come undone, and it's coming together in a new form, in a creative way. And everything in your environment is communicating to you about this at this time. And there's a lot that you're communicating as well, and it doesn't involve words. It's a presence. It's a quality that you are bringing to every aspect of your life, the way you're interacting with life, the way you're interacting with others, the way you're witnessing others. See, there's something here that it can be a distracting focus that destabilizes you as you're about to leap into this new timeline. There's some level of awareness that you're opening up to here where it allows you to get rerouted from a stretch of road that could be very complicated, that could be the rougher way to go about it. And it's always a choice. We always have that choice. We can choose the rough road. It's an option available to us. But there's every indication here that you would prefer for things to just unfold for you. You're ready to step on the beauty path. You've seen a lot of ugliness. You've had to confront a lot of harshness, both within and without. You had to melt a lot of resistance. And now that you're in this place, you want to stay in this place, this flow. But there are energies that could entice you to veer from this flow and to become more intractable again, and thereby lead you onto a path that requires further tempering. Again, there's nothing wrong with taking that route. It is a path to empowerment, but it is something that is going to, once again, teach you by the rough edge of truth, rather than softening into the awareness of truth without resistance. Two sides of the same coin, two different paths. One is not of more value than the other, but there's just an indication here that with what you're stepping into, you need to have endurance. Endurance for the road ahead. Also, I almost have this imagery coming through, and it's coming through the imagery on this particular card of Yeshi Syoko and the synchronicity of 333. So also 33, communication is key. It's a building block for the future. But there's more ways to communicate than with your words. Sometimes the less said, the better. There might be something that you're being asked to take your time with here. There's a need to have endurance with your communication and really allowing it to first land in a place of truth within yourself. There's an inner communication that often happens before it's outwardly expressed. And that's when you're really harmonizing with your own soul's essence here. And so there's something about observation. There's also something about you going through transformation at this time. You are shape-shifting. You are going through a metamorphosis. You're going through a metamorphosis that can't be rushed. It happens in stages. And you're also heading through territory that's a bit like a jungle. And so there's a lot of brush to see through. There's things that are lingering in concealment that you're not aware of. Things that remain to be discovered. And it's about kind of getting acclimated to this new energy right now. Yeshi Syoko is a bodhisattva energy. So this is an energy that chooses to stay in the thick of it. Chooses to stay in the thick of it because there's a desire to really help others navigate some tricky territory as well. You may be called to do that, but in order for you to do that, you have to first open up to this sort of defenselessness of exploring this territory that's very unfamiliar for you. because until you allow yourself to enter that space of just really understanding, okay, I don't know what I'm stepping into here. And in order for me to really get a lay of that land and be able to move through it, I have to really tap into more of my sensitivity. This is when life becomes more of a journeying sort of meditation. We are entering this sort of in-between liminal space. I really feel these eclipse cycles we move through, they're very much like that. They're a space where the shadow is very much at the forefront. There's much we don't see. And the way that we discover it is through being willing to kind of enter that space of the unknown and the more dark territory, which can be skewed according to whatever your beliefs are about shadow or darkness. Some fear anything that is to be found in the dark, and yet the dark is also a place of potential. It's a place of potency. Seeds gestate in the darkness. The darkness is a place of rest. It's a place of creativity. It's where all light springs from. So even in the darkness, the light's to be found. And there's something about having to soften into the unknown, not really moving through it in such a way where you're charging after anything, but more like a tiger in the jungle. Each step is very purposeful. There's an acute awareness of the environment, even of things that are not seen. There's an ability to track what is needing to be brought into conscious awareness, because it's important to be mindful when we're moving through unknown territory, when we're a wanderer in strange lands. We don't necessarily know what are the customs of this territory I'm moving through. I haven't been in this space, and there's spiritual customs too when you're moving through unknown spiritual territory. And so this is really getting acclimated to your environment. But there's something within you, just like Yeshi Sokyul, that could find her way into territory that very few were able to access. You are able to go through this transformation where you are embodying this tiger medicine right now that helps you evoke those same qualities. The eye of the tiger, the alertness of the tiger, the ability to be in the jungle even at night and be able to track something, to be able to see something in the dark. Also, tiger comes through as having endurance, being able to endure even when there's no understanding of what's up ahead. There's a quality of strength within and navigation within that helps us endure. And what is being cultivated right now, it's not just going to assist you, it's going to assist many others. But you also have spiritual assistance coming in. With 333, this is that quality of ascended master energy. Some of you may have ancestry that rises up out of the Himalayas. There may be a connection to Tibetan culture. There may be a connection to Asia. There's something here that there's like ascended masters of your lineage that are coming through to guide you. Some of you may even have connection to this ancestry and you're not aware of it. You may wonder, why am I so drawn to specific spiritual traditions? It's because there is a thread of connection there. And maybe that's what they're trying to highlight to you, something that you need to explore. If you are feeling drawn to a particular spiritual tradition, you're feeling called to dive deeper into it, there's something there that you need to tug the thread of a little bit more. You tug the thread of that. It's a thread of fate. It's a thread of fate that you're meant to pick up at this time. It's been cut and allotted to you to weave into the stuff of destiny, but it ties back to something in your far back past, okay? Something that is meant to be brought forward through you at this time. So you might want to dive into the study of tiger a little bit. You can do that through watching nature documentaries and just studying, grokking them, noticing how they move, noticing their habits, learning about tiger. You may want to look into Yeshi Soko and learn more about her story. Learn more about what it means, this energy of the Bodhisattva. It's like an ascended master energy. It could rise above to another timeline. Oh, I see. This is an energy kind of coming through too, you know. You could rise above another timeline. You could be in a place where you could free yourself of a lot of trouble. There might be something in you that's coming through your bloodline that's encouraging you to help others through territory that's rather fierce, but that you know how to navigate. You may choose to stay behind until others get free too. You may be a way shower. That may be something that is being activated in you. I think also there's something that you're studying here. You're trying to make a choice. Is it time for me to be a way shower for others? Or am I being called to walk the hermit's path at this time? Do I feel called to do this stretch of the road alone? This is a personal choice, and I'm hearing that neither is incorrect. And either choice you arrive at is being guided by what's being activated in your roots right now. You're like tapping your roots. Let me do a cut the deck here, and then we'll move on to some more grounded energy. See, it's all about your self-knowledge. There is a transformation that is underway. You are rising up out of the South Node. There is a karmic cycle that has been complete. There is something that you're in the process of shedding right now. You're absolutely going through a major metamorphosis. You're not going to emerge through this cycle the same as when you entered into it. And I really feel this is coming through as soon as that full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces that goes down on the 27th, 28th of this month of August, depending on where you are in the world. There is something that is really being lit up on the other side of that eclipse that lets you see what the true potential is that needs to be tapped at this time. What is this cosmic egg of creation that is the seed of you fulfilling your North Node activation, which is the fulfillment of your purpose, why you came here, why you incarnated. There's some kind of self-knowledge that you're coming into at this time that is allowing you to shed the old form so you can fully step into this. And a new beginning is at hand. It brings 7 blessings. Now, it was funny because before I dove in to do this reading, I got 7 or 11 snake eyes set on you. And that's a line from Ace of Spades, a song by Motorhead. And so something is like a bit of a gamble here. I got that. It's a little dicey. There's somebody here who comes from a bloodline that likes to gamble, okay? They like to push the envelope. They take it to the edge. They're not afraid to confront death. There is this energy of facing the deaths of life head on, facing the deaths of life as an initiation. There also may be something that you are initiating into right now. It's an empowerment. Your old form can't come forward with you in this. And this may be the point of readiness. This may be what's being spoken of here in terms of this like eye of the tiger. There might be a part of you that has to be willing to face the death of something, the death of who you used to be, the death of what you thought your life would be. There's something that is going through this quality of transmutation. You can face it directly. It makes it more smooth. There's this total giving over to the process of the shed. And once the shed occurs, there's the transmutation. The energy is automatically activated. The life force energy is activated. The self-knowledge is awakened. And clearly it's seen what the potential is that is ready to be activated at this point through you. The opportunity, the blessing comes into view. But it's all about how you play it. And you get to choose. That's what it means to have free will. So there's this witnessing space that's being held. And no matter what you choose at this time, it will take you ultimately to your purpose, because that's why we're here. That's why we incarnate. But there is one path here, though it seems shadowy, though it seems unknown, though it does require you to confront your fears. If you choose this path, it's actually a straight shot right into the light, right into the potential. There's other timelines here. They may seem lighter, brighter, more like you know your way because you've dealt with these scenarios before. But they actually are the more long way around. And I'm almost seeing this. It's interesting. I'm almost seeing this as the houses on a natal chart, right? And this is like your south node energy here. It's ready to just really rise up into the exaltation of the north node and finally bring through what you were meant to break through when you incarnated here. But there's ways that you could kind of explore side quests through the other houses before you actualize this potential. It's not wrong. It's not an error. It's how you're choosing to carry out your earth walk. And the space is being held for it. But there is something here. If you can confront your fear, and if you can allow yourself to move into uncharted territory, knowing this space is being held for you, it's going to be such a direct shot for you. And there might be something about, it also could be very helpful if you feel called to help others get through tricky territory. Because there might be something about this that needs to be invoked in you at this time in order for you to be able to help others move through this territory too, for the change ahead, I heard. Okay? Snake medicine coming in as well. Scorpio on the medicine wheel. So this is that mystery of the 8th house, which is all about the cycles of life. Birth, life, death, rebirth. It's always in flux in every moment. It's not just one big event, you know. It happens with every breath. Even the exhalation is a little bit of a death, of a letting go. And then it renews, you know. This is learning how to relate to your life through cycles too, through the movements too. Planetary movements as well. I'm getting something about Mayan lineage coming through really strongly here. Working with more of a 13 moon kind of calendar base as well. Harmonizing, maybe some of you harmonizing with the Mayan calendar as well, learning a little bit about that. Understanding things from a different kind of perspective. Might even want to work with Mayan astrology for that to come through here. I love this. See, there's oracular powers that are awakening within you right now. You are getting information that is meant to be shared. There's a lot of messengers that are awakening right now as we move into this new cycle. And this is creativity activating in you as a seed of knowledge to be expressed through you, shared by you, but not meant to be held onto, not meant to be held in. There's something about it that does need to pass through you that's important. If you hold it in, if you don't share the message, then it can corrupt the message. That's why it's important for this flow to come in. It can distort the message. There's something about not blocking too what you feel needs to come through you that's really essential. With this oracle energy coming in, I do have this lifetimes of oracular tradition within a bloodline. There could be connections to Delphi coming in here in relation to this. Yes. So a lot of beauty and a lot of space and softness being held around you. There's this like beautiful angelic energy here. But it's also reminding me of Great Spirit and just this eagle span, you know, sort of wrapped around you, really holding you in this respectful space also of incubation. It's like you are also in an egg. You are that cosmic egg of creation. It's meant to pour through you into your heart center. I love that, how the arms are held over the heart. You could look at that as it being blocked, but it's actually not. There's no grasping of the hands. It's more like this chalice is being held over the heart to receive what's coming in. There's something about letting it come in and really be embodied in the heart before it's communicated outwardly. So a lot of you are getting information that's coming in here. You need rest. You need time to pause because there's like this light building in your heart. You're feeling an activation and anahata in your heart. And it's a space that you had been protecting, but now it's starting to move you more into a space where you're starting to soften and be able to receive. And this is what's going to create a beautiful transformation that gives you the courage to head into the unknown. Love, really connecting with that energy of love within you, knowing that you're never separate from that. It's not something that another can give to you. It is the nature of who you are. It's what you were born into. It's always accessible. But you finally softening to actually make contact with it within you, this is going to really fill you to this place of overflow. And that overflow is really going to start to nurture a lot of growth and beauty in your life. And absolutely, you have your ancestors watching over you at this time. So you're currently being filled up here where you may have been really depleted. Okay, let's look at it from a very material angle here with the Kipper deck. I want to get some details from the ancestors about what we're navigating here in the characters that are crossing our path and the circumstances we're navigating, the stuff that happens in the marketplace that we can really magnify, the things that can get us caught up, the things that can distract us. What are you trying to highlight to us right now about the road that's opening before us and anything that needs to be navigated? Help us to get out of our own way. Help us to be like the hollow bamboo so you can let the messages you have to impart to us breeze through unobstructed by any of our biases, any of our preconceived notions. Help us to suspend skepticism, to be open to receive what comes through and to just rest with it without having to necessarily arrive at any kind of definitive point of understanding with it. Let it germinate within us and work with us on subtle levels to open us to the guidance that is meant to be received through the reflection of what we're seeing go down in our life, through these characters that are entering our storyline. Well, what you're not expecting is some kind of, it's coming through as income. I feel like there's resources that you're receiving here. There's material resources you're receiving. There's support coming in financially and in a way that gives you a more stable base. This is something that you've earned. It may be unexpected. There may have been times where your abundance was blocked. But the more that you can soften and open up to what wants to be received at this time, you're going to discover that where you may have been blocked in the past, or in some cases you may have felt that something was taken from you, stolen from you, you're going to find restoration coming in a very unexpected way. You don't see how you are about to be quite privileged here. There is the need to move into that quality, though, of the feminine, to be able to receive this. And there's also the lovers coming in here as well. So I feel like there is somebody here that really does want to invest in you. There is somebody here who wants to grow with you. And this is somebody who has had through some pretty tricky territory themselves. I think that they've been confronting their own challenges. They've moved through their shadow. They've also had experiences in their life that made them feel self-protective. But there's something here about you being able to really light up this individual's blind spot. There's something disarming about your presence. And maybe it's through you being willing to be completely unguarded and therefore not have any blind spots when it comes to you, by showing up in a very authentic expression here that has you receiving a support from this individual. And maybe this is part of your reward. You know, wealth comes through in many different ways. Stability comes through in many different ways materially. Sometimes when you've been walking your road alone and you've been really having to fend off things on your own, there's so much strength found in an ally, you know, somebody who really recognizes who you are, and they want to hold your hand through that territory. They want to walk with you into the unknown. They want to be beside you as you're moving through the dark. And there's a very deep connection here. It is coming through as the lovers. And there's a long journey that's about to unfold here. And this is a journey that it plays out over time, okay? You may be going a distance. You may be going a distance with someone. There may be a trip involved. But I feel like this is really speaking metaphorically here as well about a long journey about to unfold. A journey that began alone, but it has you aligning with somebody else who also had to overcome some pretty tricky influences. There may have even been interference that have been delaying a particular meeting between two. And this could even be just a meeting in terms of soul recognition, you know, like really being able to recognize the other here. Okay, so there is a lover here. There is a privileged lady. There's a lady here who's receiving some kind of a tangible support, material support, not expecting this. It's a blind spot, but it is the result of their earth walk. It's the result of how they've navigated their challenges. And so it's bringing them something they're not anticipating. It's interesting to me because, you know, normally when you think of privileged lady, you can think of somebody who, oh, you know, everything comes easily to them. There may be some kind of false perception about you being in a position because of privilege. There's not an understanding or recognition of how much nothing has come easy for you. Nothing has been handed to you. You haven't inherited anything. The road you forged, you did it the hard way. You've been doing the heavy duty work, you know. You've had to walk a long stretch of road without any reward or reprieve. You've faced a lot of blockages. You may have faced a lot of betrayal as well. You may have had to really fall back on yourself. And there's something here about, there could have been somebody who did spin a little bit of a narrative around you. They could have been somebody that maybe you thought was a close one to you. It could have been a lover. It could have been a lover. It could have been somebody who feigned support for you. Return to sender. I'm not speaking of spiritual work in relation to that. Return to sender. Somebody keeps trying to reach out to you. Their means of messaging is unable to get through. It's coming through in a very childish sort of way. It's coming in with the energy of the moon. This person is communicating from a place of fear. The way they're communicating is not a way to get through to you. You may have blocked off communication with somebody here. They may have spun some kind of narrative around you about you being spoiled or privileged, or everything's just handed to you. They may have even felt like it was fair game to pull something a little tricky with you because they felt like you didn't deserve some kind of success, some kind of connection with another. There's something about messages too, distorted messages. Distorted messages, trying to create some kind of trickery or cast some kind of false impression about you. There could have been secrets spilled as well. There's also something here coming through about a love child, a secret child, all right? Something that could be concealed. Tell me more about this. There could, okay, this had come in a while ago about seeking out information regarding paternity. There could be a little trickery in a situation. There could be a message that it closes the road for one. It moves another forward. It might be moving you forward in a way. Yeah, this is related to a thief here, and there's something else coming in reverse with the message, and it went reverse and then it went crossing, and it's courthouse. So this is legal paperwork here that I feel like it's bringing the end to some path that was sort of, it started to kind of cross over onto your timeline here. It was creating blockage, a thief of time, a thief of time that was trying to hold things up here. Looks like it was affecting a masculine here specifically. There could be somebody here that has been receiving certain privileges as well in relation to a child, that they're getting a message about, I think it's in relation to paternity, and it's ending holdups because the message is not what's wanting to be received here. Something that was concealed will be revealed, and the way I feel like it's a particular man moves forward is changing direction in relation to this message that's coming through. Feels like something has stolen their time here. We have Capricorn energy out here, strong Pisces energy, Cancerian energy, Leo energy. It is creating a bit of an unexpected change in fortune. There also could be something here coming through in relation to inheritance. Something where communication was blocked to you, something that was left to you, that you were supposed to receive, that a privileged lady intercepted, maybe through legal channels, to block you from receiving something that was left behind for you since you were a child. I feel like it's something that you were meant to receive, that was set in place since you were a child. And there's some privileged lady here too that intercepted this. There's something that is being changed here, though. There's something that's being set right. I feel like what you're meant to come into alignment with here is going to be restored, where somebody did pull something that was a little tricky. Time is up, and there's a decision that's about to be made, and it looks like it's being made in court. I feel like this is really dealing with the nuts and bolts of something, you know? There's some kind of legal process that's underway here. It feels like there's something in relation to a child. There's something in relation to paternity. There's something in relation to you as well. You were supposed to receive something. Somebody felt like you shouldn't receive it for whatever reason. So they did something they shouldn't have done to block it. It did involve something that was a theft. It's viewed as a theft. It's viewed as a theft ultimately in spiritual court, but I do feel like there's legal rectification of this, whatever this is. Time's up. Time's up for a thief of time. Time's up for a thief of time. No more delay tactics are going to work here. Also, ignore a message. Ignore a message from a certain quarter. Where you have dealt with somebody that you know has been very problematic for you. They're coming in to try to block your journey here. And they're in a place where they already sense the change coming. This is very much fortunes trading hands here. It's trading places energy. Somebody took something of yours, and they did so through nefarious means. And whatever they did here, they're getting caught up for it. What goes up must come down. This is coming back around. So somebody is trying to come into trade places with you. They're in a place of despair. They may see that you're coming into something here very shortly. There's like some kind of news about this that doesn't work to the advantage of this time thief. And at the center of it, lovers here. Lovers is on the line, right? And a journey, a long journey. It could be a long journey, you know? It could have been a long journey to get here. There is something that feels like it's culminating. What fell away here? Family room. You see? There's something that is being completed here. The world. Something is coming to completion. And it does affect a family. It does affect a bloodline. And there's news being received. And it's not favorable news for this person. They're in despair over it. It's a blind spot for them. They weren't expecting this. It's a curveball. It may be taking somebody out of a position that they felt privileged to have, you know. They took it upon themselves to keep you out of a certain position that was actually your birthright. Something you were born into, something you inherited. And there's something that happened here that bypassed that. It's affecting a whole family. There could be a child involved for some, and for others of you, you were promised something as a child. It has something to do with inheritance. And you never received it. And there's light that's being shined on this about what happened here to bypass the court of law. Is somebody pulled something shady here that held things up. But I do feel like legally, this is coming to a head. And the ancestors want you to know about this. You're about to receive something you're not expecting. I think you didn't even know that this was coming in. For some of you, this could have even come through, you know, those that you considered family. All right? Again, journey. And you might have to go somewhere to receive this. Something you're meant to receive. You've got Sagittarius energy coming in here. Capricorn energy coming in. We got all the fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. We got Aries here, main male, okay? This is the initiation of something that was a long time coming that facilitates a dream for you. And it is the fulfillment of that dream that was forged by your ancestors before you. It's the dreams they had that were never fulfilled. I get it. They had dreams for you. This is why they left this to you. They had dreams for you to fulfill. And somebody intercepted that. So when they intercepted that, whatever they stole here, if they stole some kind of inheritance or they interfered with something that you were meant to receive, you know, through your bloodline, they didn't just rip you off. They offended your ancestors. So there's something coming down the pike here. And maybe that's what that Ace of Spades is about, you know. The only card you need is the Ace of Spades. All you need is that one key piece of information, that one important piece of a message. Could somebody have altered messages too? Could they have omitted certain parts of messages to try to spin something in their favor? If they did something in relation to this legally, you know, if they took something that came through messages too. I got like signature. You know, when you can do like an online signature on something. If somebody did some kind of manipulation digitally, you know, in relation to some kind of legal paperwork, there's a track record of that. Like, you can't erase your digital footprint. I do feel like something is being discovered. This is a bridge that will have to be crossed. We also got Magician energy here coming in with the main male. So I feel like there's a main male here that's about to take a strong action in relation to something that's been revealed about a message that's coming through that means despair for one. One who was a thief of time, who manipulated an entire family, it looks like. It's being discussed in the family room. It also changes life for a family. For those that this involves paternity, there's something that's really changing the way the family functions. I think it's a challenge for this family in relation to what's happening here. There's something that does fill them with great despair. I think because, you know, this is somebody that they held in high esteem, and this person worked them. This person stole from them. Stole their time too. Stole their time too. And stole their hearts in a big way. Got them really invested in something that was false. I feel like it's rough. It's rough. It's a journey too. It's a slow journey to really integrating this, healing this. It's been a slow journey to restoration, to making something right, but it is being set right. And whatever is being settled in this family room, it does bring about resolution. It does bring success on the other side, and does bring transformation. A new journey opens now. Okay, any more details about this for the collective and whoever is meant to receive this message? Successful completion of whatever has caused disruption to this family. And it's like a restoration of what was meant to be received. And again, it comes through. Look at this. Unexpected income and also marriage. Okay, so I feel like there is a joining of two here that were separated by something that stole time from the pair. And it feels like it's some kind of deception. It's something that created interference. And it's also bringing a restoration of what was meant to be received. So this could have been somebody that drove a wedge too between this could have been somebody who came in between the marriage of one of your ancestors. Like, this could have been a mistress who came in between your grandmother's relationship, marriage with your grandfather. And there was something you were meant to receive. There was something that was left to you, but through some kind of, it feels like wasting time through legal process. Holding something up, like somebody pulled something really shady. They didn't respect. I feel like there's a mistress here or something. Somebody who felt very entitled to something that actually was supposed to go to you. Something you were supposed to receive. It created frisson in a relationship. It kept two apart. There's trickery here. And I feel it's very much mirroring, because, you know, the ancestral energy is like that. There can be something that occurs in your bloodline, and it will work out, you know, through the family line. Like, there can be repeat patterns, and that can even happen on a level of relationship. So I feel like it's coming through as a grandmother was betrayed by somebody close to her that came in between her and her husband. And maybe that ended their marriage, and then the grandfather went and married the mistress, okay? And the mistress stole something that was supposed to be left to you. There's something about children playing a central theme here. It could even be something along the lines of they had children together. The mistress and the husband of your ancestor had children together, right? They favored their children over the children that were connected to the marriage between your grandmother and grandfather, right? And so they did something to intercept what should have been received by you, and instead bestowed it to their children, and they took the rest for themselves. So even cut, you know, your maternal bloodline out of the picture. That's what I got. The maternal bloodline was impacted by this. And something's being rectified, being restored. And you may have even dealt with a similar situation in your life. It's like an echo. It's like a mirror of this situation that happened ancestrally. You may have been dealing with a situation like this, like somebody who interfered in a relationship of yours. Could have even been somebody who interfered in something you were supposed to receive, something you had earned. They could have caused problems for you on the job or stole something from you. All I know is something is being exposed here, and you're receiving what you were supposed to receive. Something's turning around here, but it took a long time to get here. It's been really slow rectifying this. We do a cut of the deck, see what we got. Your ancestors' wishes will be fulfilled. You are going to receive a gift. And what's interesting about this too is it could come through in a different form, you know? It is aligned with your star, your north node. This is something you are meant to receive. Do expect to receive a gift. This is a material gift, okay? This is not a metaphorical gift. But sometimes things get rectified like that. It may not come through you actually retrieving it from this individual who interfered in your situation, but there's something else coming in to restore what was taken. I feel that. Expect it. Expect it. It's on its way. You're going to receive this gift. This was meant for you, and it's your turning of your wheel of fortune. You may already sense that something's shifting. You may have started to notice that things are freeing up for you, that opportunities are starting to come your way, that things aren't as stressful as they have been, that things are really starting to shift. They are. You are entering a new kind of flow. It's because something really changed here. You navigated something with a lot of wisdom, and you did bring close to a particular cycle. I do feel like you broke a pattern within your bloodline, and because of that, there's something that is being rectified for you here. And I like this because what is rectified for you, I feel, carries forward to future generations as a result of this. But it's despair for another. It's despair for another. Okay. Let me get a round of cartomancy here just to get any further details about this. Any further messages about this? Yeah, this change is already underway. It's going down. Something's already in process right now. You are going to see a distinct turn of fortune in relation to your material resources during this present month of August. You'll see something is really transforming here. And it may feel to you like it's a bit of magic, but it's not. It's just the checks and balances. Because you did complete a karmic cycle, you may have cut something off. And in some way you stepped into your empowerment. And that's why I think there's that kind of gentle space that was opening up where it's just holding the space around you. It's like there's nothing more you need to do. You already did the tough stuff. All you need to do is just prepare to receive. Don't block the blessings. Don't block the blessings. Yeah, wow, look, it just fell out. Don't block the blessings. Do you see how easy it arrives? It was real rough going, getting anything to come in. You may have navigated a lot of blockage, but this just shows up. It just shows up. It ends lack for you. It's a new beginning for you. There's something you're receiving financially here, some kind of tangible assets. It puts you in a strong position. Life changes greatly moving forward here. Greatly moving forward here. things are going to just start to work out in your favor. There's also a new opportunity coming your way. And this opportunity coming your way, it brings you justice. Life path 3, life path 8, life path 6, life path 5 may be connected to this. There's a building block for the future here, whatever it is. There's a helpful force coming in here to affect this change. It's moving you out of lack. And you're receiving something that's transforming your material reality. Whatever it is, it's really ending a time where you felt like you could not get free of these troubles. You've been troubled by something for a long time. You dealt with an injustice. There's been major injustice here. A lot of betrayal, a lot of blockages around you receiving this. Very much out of balance. Something's been completely alchemized here. You couldn't move into expansion before because there was severe interference here. But, you know, it's one of those things. Whoever was pulling this, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it, okay? Not all that glitters is gold. You may have seemed to have a quick victory, or you may have had, you know, an instant come up by moving in this way, whatever you did. I'm speaking to, you know, whoever intercepted this out there, just putting it out into the ether. Whoever intercepted this, it's like you're getting the keys as theirs are being taken away. Somebody's losing access to something. Somebody has to answer to a higher authority. In some cases, it could be a legal authority. I also feel it's just like spiritual law. You know, it's one of those things. You play, you pay. You know, we have our free will. We get to choose how we move, but you don't get to bypass the results, the consequences of your actions. And that's all this is. What goes around comes back around again. Sometimes it takes a long time, so long that you forgot, you know. You forgot what drove you to that spot in the first place. But I feel like whatever this is, this person knows what time it is. Okay? They absolutely know why things are coming to a head. They're experiencing slowdowns. They're finding that they're having their troubles multiply here. They're disappointed that something they thought was going to be your lot is not turning out the way that they anticipated. It's really strange because they feel like it's an injustice that this is working out in your favor. And yet there's something very skewed and distorted about this person's perception and the way they're viewing a situation. They do not have a clear and accurate picture here. There's a lot of illusion that they're operating under here. Yeah. 8 of Diamonds. I mean, there's something here where a Queen of Diamonds, okay, somebody very, very much invested in the material. This is a hoarding energy. This is a greedy energy. This is an energy that will work people to get what they want. They value status. They value external power. Whatever they were doing, whatever kind of manipulation they were pulling, it's not working. It's not working anymore. Because they had a blind spot in the way that they tried to work a situation. They had a blind spot. And now that blind spot, or what they would rather not have seen, it's evident. Everybody sees it. Okay? Hindsight's always better than foresight. It's almost like I see this as you kind of like walking away, a little wiggle in your step, you know. Hindsight's always better than foresight. And that's the view they got of you, you know. You're walking the other way from this person. You know, you're not wasting time on this anymore. You're not blocked, okay? So once you get this truth, it's very clear what you need to separate yourself from to protect your new beginnings. Right? So something is really getting turned around because this whole deck was turned upside down here. The truth coming in is what turns everything right side up, makes something very clear. Any other details here? Right. Privileged lady too. This could be like, you know, somebody who's got some status. This is a well-known person, a little bit of a socialite energy. You know, somebody who has some kind of advantage already, you know, and they're getting caught for doing something funny with some money. And look at that. It affirms the negative message energy again coming through. They were hoping for good news. You know, maybe they were hoping, you know, that the message would support this deception they wove. I mean, if this is in relation to a child and paternity, there could be something here where they didn't know, you know, they were hoping that it was this particular man's child, but maybe there was some question about that. And they just, you know, really stuck to the story because they were hoping that, you know, the paternity would support that. It doesn't, you know. There's something here where whatever kind of messages they put out there, or where they manipulated messages, where they omitted things, where they accessed something of yours, your digital signature or something like that, and they were able to pull something shady legally, manipulate a contract, whatever this is, whatever manipulation they did there, it's seen. It's seen. There's no way to avoid that. It's evident. It's seen. And it's ending delays for you. And the truth is seen. It's also ending some kind of separation for you too. Because I don't know if this cuts you off from other people, if this created some kind of fraction in your family, you know. I don't know if it created like some kind of division or whatever this is, but something is clearly seen, and it's ending delays, and it's setting things straight as they should be, because whatever this Queen of Diamonds in the shadow built was done on a very faulty foundation. And it's yours. It's yours. It's something you are meant to receive. It's yours. Okay, we got death energy here. There's every indication about something that was left to you to be inherited, that was intercepted here. Something that you were on the track to receive was intercepted here. And that's why this is being brought to an end. This could be an ex. This could be an ex of a prominent businessman, okay? This could be an ex of somebody who is in a very strong position, who's very bitter, you know? Very bitter, battle of words, you know? Going back and forth, or is about to be once this news is revealed, okay? This is somebody who's gone real cold in this situation. Queen of Spades in the shadow could be a widow too, okay? So it could be, you know, that what you were meant to receive came from one of your ancestors, was a really prominent, successful businessman, was a man in a very strong, prominent position, and left something for you. And his widow, you know, was angry about what was left for his children from his previous marriage and the grandchildren as a result of that, and tried to take this, tried to take this, but something's being rectified here. Yeah, what was stolen is being restored, you see? It's being lit up by the light of the moon. Something's not a mystery anymore. Something's clearly seen, and the confirmation message will come through. See, this is like an Empress energy in reverse, because now we got a Queen of Clubs in the shadow. Yeah, this is the other woman kind of energy here, manipulating a situation. Okay, strong, heavy manipulation. Was at one time with this particular businessman. So I think this is like your ancestors kind of telling you what's been going on and what it's connected to. But there may be things that are happening in your reality that mirror this kind of scenario, or you have characters on the periphery of your situation that mirror this kind of scenario, because that's usually what happens when something carries over in bloodlines. It's like it's a pattern. And so there's a lot of repeat cycles. You'll see this when you go through certain challenges, you know, in your life, and then you talk to your family and they'll say, oh, you know, your uncle was just like that, or, you know, your great-great-grandmother, you know, always went for those kind of men. You know, it's that kind of a thing. There's inherited patterns, and there's something here in this pattern that's being disrupted, and it's working out in your favor. And it has something to do with the way you negotiated a challenge. You did something that broke that generational link, and you're receiving a gift. May not come through, okay? May not come through. Who stole that money? That energy is being dealt with, you know, on a separate level that really, I don't see the point in going into that, because it just doesn't matter, especially when what you're meant to receive is being restored here. Yeah, somebody here really, with the messages they sent out, the way they moved, they cut off their nose to spite their face, all right? But you do have people that are loyal to you here that are making something right. They're coming in here and they're letting you know what's up. You have a man here that's going to let you know about something you're about to receive here. And this is somebody who's coming in to restore peace and harmony in your life. And this person's going to be like balm for your soul. This is a really stable person coming in with the King of Pentacles energy. This could be somebody that is just very strong, solid. I got kind of like salt of the earth energy. There's something about them that could be kind of old school. This is somebody who has a calming presence. They have a grounding presence. This person could be a successful businessman, or they could have really built up a solid material foundation for themselves the hard way, much like you. They could be somebody that is looking at how hard you've been working, and it's like your ancestors are pulling some strings and lining this up. This person is here to help you out with something. I almost want to say somebody, okay? They might be alerting you to some problems with somebody that's been creating some issues for you. It's like your ancestors are orchestrating this meeting, or they're helping this person open up to you and let you know what's been going on. This person is coming in with the truth, and they're also coming in with something that once you have knowledge of it, it acts like a shield for you, okay? Because it lets you know what's been happening. It's very confirming for you, I'm hearing, and it also puts you in a very strong position moving forward here. Something's being restored. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. See, there's also something that was divided that's being reunited here, or coming together, or this could be a meeting that was meant to happen, but it was cut off at the pass. It never happened, right? It never came to fruition. It's like two souls that were meant to have their paths collide, never came to that meeting point in some way, shape, or form. Or just as the journey of two was getting started, there was something that drove one of the pair off on some side quest, okay? And in doing so, it created a lot of separation, a lot of confusion. This could be somebody you haven't met, or it could be somebody you were separated from. or there was some kind of distance, even emotionally, that occurred in your situation. But there's a joining of forces that's happening here, and there's angels on the outfield around us, bringing about a unification of the energy. Something's coming to fruition. Something's starting to quicken right now. We know 8 weeks, a lot's going to start developing here. And you'll feel very solid about teaming your forces with this person. You'll really feel the wisdom in teaming your forces with this one, because you'll feel like the stamp and approval of spirit all over it. You'll know that this is backed up by forces that favor you, okay? That's how it's coming through. And I'm going to do one more round here and a cut of the deck. Cap this off. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles coming out as the crossing influence. Something's covering this Queen of Pentacles. Coming in with strong Taurian reference here. Could be a Taurus connected to this situation. Somebody stubborn connected to this situation. This is a person who thought that they could take something that was meant for you, take something that was supposed to be your blessing, and turn it into their reward. This person tried to spin a little of their magic of manipulation, however they like to do that, whether it's through working a room, working a narrative, working their skill set. You know, if they did something digitally to, you know, gain the upper hand legally, they must have some kind of experience in the field of tech or whatever this is, but it's suddenly whatever they transformed here. So if they did transform paperwork, they changed it, you know, they altered something here. I mean, there was a legal process involved in that that's now being seen, and where it was once something that moved them forward in a very desirable direction, it's becoming the thing that blocks them. And what's covering them? Six of Wands. You know, as a result, you know, you're being protected here from what they did to try to cause you infirmity. They tried to cause some kind of weakening of your position. And you're being protected from this. It's like this is already covered. It's already covered. So something's already secured here. All right? Let's go ahead and do a cut of the deck to cap this off. So yeah, somebody got a little grabby for something that wasn't theirs. Yeah, the devil made them do it. The devil made them do it. Acting in the shadow, man. The devil made them do it. And because of it, because they did something out of vanity. They did something because of their status and the way they thought it would look. It makes them worse off than ever before. And there's something here. They may have, if this is somebody who's an alchemist, they may have worked with some energies here. They could have worked with Moloch. And they cut a deal here, and now it's payment time. Whatever they worked with here to try to create some kind of tricky scenario for you, it tricks mortals into being bound. And what are they paying the price with? There's a sacrifice. There's a sacrifice they're making here. Sacrifice of a new beginning. They may have even, you know, sacrificed their own child by, you know, using their child for leverage in this situation. And there's a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay when you know, take advantage of the innocent. And it will be seen, whatever this is. The sun is shining. There's judgment here, and it's restoration of gifts for you, okay? You're about to experience restoration of your life, and you have protection from your adversaries. And you have protection from all of their harsh words, too, because this person's mouth is running like they're a rabid dog, okay? Keep focused as you step into the new timeline. Keep focused as you step onto your path of purpose right now. You've got discernment here, and there's prosperity coming forward here. It's coming through as general prosperity. So again, I feel like you might not be receiving back from this individual that you've been tangoing with in this particular lifetime who did you dirty like this. But whatever was taken there, it is being restored for you. And it's coming through as general prosperity. You're not expecting it, but open up to it, okay? Because where you were held back and you were feeling like you were almost like you were doing time, you know? You felt like you were really restrained from moving forward here. The bindings are coming loose. And there's delivery of prisoners here. So keep moving forward with wisdom. Something's absolutely working out in your favor. And that to me feels really complete for this one. So we're going to keep it at that. And it ended at 1:30:03 on the clock. So yes, this is a time of growth. This is a time of receiving. This is a time where it's going to become evident that there are helpful forces working for you, that there are loving energies, loving familial energies coming through your bloodline, coming through your ancestry that are holding this space for you and witnessing you as you step into the strength of everything you navigated and overcame into this new stretch of road that, though it may seem unknown at this time, you're going to see there's nothing but light up ahead. Godspeed.